It's the switch up, baby.
Man, what happened to rap? Look.
What it do, it's your boy DJ Switch, the mixtape king. If you don't know now, you know suckers. And this is Put Me On Switch. If you just tuned in, make sure you subscribe, share, like, do all those cool stuff. And give us some love, we're trying to build this channel. And what we're trying to do out here is get all up-and-coming rappers, get them on here, give them opportunity to get some sort of exposure, get some interviews going. That's the main goal of this, and we need your support as well, because you never know, you might find the new Nasty C right here on the show, and that's the aim of the game. And what would it be if I don't do it, you know what I mean? And they're gonna call me the OG, the grandfather, whatever you wanna call me. But we are out here, just to shed some light on some artists that you might have heard of, you might not have heard of. And yeah, man, that's just my part that I'm playing out here. So this is Put Me On Switch. If you don't know now, you know, like I said. And make sure you subscribe, like, share, do all the whole thing. We're still out here. Shout out to Arise Film Studios out in Randburg, for giving us this beautiful space there. That is a fake tree. That is a real light. And yeah, man, in studio today, we've got none other than the homie BLAQ SLIM. My G. What up, bro? We easy. No, don't worry. We sanitized before we came in.
That was like a long intro, bro.
Yeah, man. We got to inform the people. People are on the net.
Make sure they know you got if it was a YouTube ad.
Hey. It's done, you know what I mean? But the only ad is Put Me On Switch. That's it, So you're gonna see some, little goodies come at the bottom, We got them goodies, the thumbs up, the subscribe goodies. We got those. We got those. I'm just checking. Yo, camera. I'm just checking. We got those. All right, I'm just checking with the sound of it. So, Slim.
Yes, sir. How are you doing, dog?
I'm easy, bro. I'm happy I got you. It's been a minute. I've been trying to get you on here.
Yeah.
You were going to be one of our first guests, actually, but
we had that conversation.
Yeah. So we're in 2022, right? And 2020 is gone. 2021 is gone. You've made some big moves from the day that we met up until now. And we met out in Cape Town. And you approached me when we were out, out in Long Street having a drink or something. I was just out there, having some drinks. And you started speaking to me about the game, and I normally don't like having this conversation. And I told you I'm just out here trying to have a drink. But I mean, the main thing is that you hustled, and one of the reasons why I wanted to get you on the show is that what does it take to leave everything behind? Leave everything from, and I mean, you can, introduce yourself and tell people where you're from and, who you are.
Enough interviews on
No, but come on, for the new peeps out here, you know what I mean?
Got you.
So the question is, what did it take for you to leave everything in Cape Town and come to Joburg and build this dream?
Yeah. That's a good question. Usually it's first tell us why you got the name BLAQ SLIM. That's usually what people ask.
Yeah, we're not trying. We're getting straight into it.
But now, on the real though, man, I think I knew that I'd hit a ceiling. And in whatever you do, when you hit a ceiling, you either have two options. You either you own that space and you tell yourself that you are now in charge of that space.
Yeah.
Right? Or you're like, okay, cool, I've done what I needed to do in this space. Let me go to another space. And everyone who I had looked up to in the music industry, whether it was the Drakes, whether it was the Eminems, whether it was the Jay-Z's, they always got to a certain point and then left.
Sure. I
I
feel
mean?
you.
So for me, it was kind of like, man, I feel like I had done enough in Cape Town.
What's the vibe like in Cape Town? I mean, there's a lot of, we know, okay, for me, I know, there's a lot of heat coming from Kailicha. Bravo LaRue's coming out there, Holy Alpha, they really popping right now. Also, Pretty Prince. Pretty Prince is the youngest MC. He claims to be the youngest MC.
I heard he playing with some of his unreleased.
Yeah. He's fire though, right? Yes. Shout out to Holy Alpha and Pretty Prince that, they won that competition. I'm not going to say who because they don't pay for that. You know what I mean? They don't pay for that on here. But shout out to them. I mean, what's the scene like currently in Cape Town where, is it more about the art or is it about the business and the art? Because I think there is a big dynamic. It is changing. There is a flip.
I never know if Cape Town's ever been about the business, to be honest. But
I agree.
In terms of the art, man, there's so many artists out there. You know what I mean? I remember meeting Bravo for the first time. I was like, just the hunger.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And Cape Town, there's a lot of Cape Town artists that want to rap.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, oh, like we can make songs. Right?
Sure,
But like,
sure.
All in all, we want to rap.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, whether it's the Bravos, whether it's the Decaholas, whether it's the K Kid. I don't know if you know this K Kid.
Nah.
He is, yo.
I know Blue K.
Yo, Blue K is also insane.
Yeah.
Also, Simulation Raps. He's also an incredible artist. And
Yeah.
the sounds are so vast. Pretty Prince. The sounds are so vast in Cape Town, right? Because the artists themselves are so vast.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean? And I think that's one of the dopest things about Cape Town. You're not gonna get, if you are in Wynberg, you're not gonna get the same rapper as when you are in more like the southern suburbs, like if you're in the hood, like Walanga, for example.
Sure.
You get so many different styles of hip hop in Cape Town that it's absolutely crazy, man.
And I know that, like, you know, isiXhosa rap is coming up. Like, I mean, Bravo's fighting for that hard. And he's got this whole movement happening, which is dope.
Yeah.
I mean, just like in Joburg and in Durban, Zulu is like the main thing, you know what I mean? And that's cool. And I mean, you know, that's, you know, leads me to the next question. Like, you know, vernac rap. You're not big on it, but, you know, does it give people enough relevance, impact? Does it still play a big role? Like, we have this Javas, we have Big Zulu, we have Big Xhosa.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Also, shout out on that tape with him, man. That tape you got with Bravo.
Oh yeah,
dope,
that's right.
dope,
Mixtape of the year. You know, we didn't get it, but yo, it is what it is, and you know, we'll be back this year. This year, we're gonna have more than one. We're gonna have maybe 5. You know, I said 5 last year. I know that. But yo, man, shout out to Bravo Leroux. I mean, we just put it together. But anyway.
Nah, it was dope.
Dope.
But in terms of like the Xhosa influence, or is it important? I think, yes and no, right? Depending on who like your target market is.
Sure.
You know, I think the international palette is growing now. You know what I mean? It's not really about you don't have to rap in full English for you to perform in Europe. And there was I'm a piano.
It's a
festival
given.
In Europe, so now the
Bro, it actually
international
happened on the 30th of December. It happened out in Ghana. It's called Fest.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's huge. It's too crazy.
Yeah, so now it's more about the palette and the international palette growing one, and also I feel like on a musical level now people are more focused on the feeling. Like I want to get the feeling of what this artist is giving me, even if I don't understand them. I don't understand anything Burna Boy says, but I know what he wants me to feel.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
I
saying?
get
So
you. I get you.
don't
I
think
get you.
It really depends on the language that
I get you.
I think it depends on, can you execute that feeling?
I mean, a lot of people always ask me like, yo, Switch, you always have like vernac rappers on your stuff, but I mean, you probably don't understand half of the stuff. I said, well, as long as I can feel what the homies are saying and they're killing it, then it's good. You know what I mean? Because I mean, look, I mean, and you know, this is all about, you know, the gems. We want to hand out gems here, and hopefully you take these nuggets and apply it to stuff. You know, you were talking about something called a palette, and I think, that's the best way to actually explain it. You know, when you have vernac and international palette, I always say like, you know, if you can't articulate in your best English, stay with your mother tongue. You know what I mean? Because you're gonna now twang and you know try be you know yo rap wow roo rah rah, you know you're rah rahing here too much, and it's like, but guy, you don't speak like this in your mother's house, so why would you? You know what I mean? Because once again, you know, audience wants to feel that, you know, you actually still belong to South Africa, and I mean, like, you know, and it comes back to, you know, you leaving Cape Town, coming to Joburg. It's a different scene. You know, why didn't you become like you said you hit a ceiling, right? Now, some people, they're like, what's a ceiling? Konje, like, what does that mean? Because Youngster left, he built his name in Joburg, and he's still back out in Cape Town. Even though I did speak to his manager, they always said like, yo, we're done with Cape Town.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, we want to really like go to the next, you know what I mean? And I'm like, well, if you're still up and coming, when is the ceiling? What is the ceiling? When are you saying like, no, I'm already a hometown hero? Like, if you go back, can you go and pack out a show?
It doesn't matter where you go. People know who you are. So it doesn't matter if I'm in Ilokshin, I'm in the hood, right? And they know who I am. Or if I'm in colored spaces, they know who I am. It's like, you can either bask in that and be like, yo, yeah, that's right, this is me, you know?
Sure.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. Or you can say, okay, cool, clearly what I needed to do here is done.
Sure.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Clearly, like, I've always been told that if you're the smartest guy in the room, then you're in the wrong room.
Of course. If you keep
what I'm
asking,
saying?
you got to be the dumbest enough so that someone else makes you the enough money.
And you're always learning.
Yeah.
So for me, I was like, I think I had become one of the smartest guys in the room musically in Cape Town. So I was like, let me go here, let me come here, and let me relearn other things, and also try and get the business up. You know, because this thing is all fun and games until rent is due.
Hey, right? So, just on that note, I mean, like, you've entered a competition, you won, a hunters competition.
Yeah. Well,
back in the day.
It was like more like there was a competition happening, and I was one of the artists that were asked to come perform.
Okay, yeah. So you were just young gig yana. Okay, no shop.
Developed.
Right, but then you started networking.
Yeah.
And you left Cape Town, and now you're actually working out at M Studios.
Yeah.
So your hustle like went to an upper level.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because now it's like you went from being a rapper, and I mean, does that add to what you're doing? I mean, does it give you more leverage to say, well, I am BLAQ SLIM that presented M Studios masterclass, and here's my music as well.
Yeah, most definitely. I think everything that you do, right, is a business card.
Sure.
So I'm gonna take these shades. My eyes.
I don't. You're looking like a little. I don't know. I'm not trying to
sleep, man, but I'm not trying to look at no superstar shit.
I'm not trying to stare that deep in your eyes too. You like how my eyes are. I'm like, they ain't putting some stars and some romantic music up in that moment over there. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to look that deep. You know what I mean?
Not even, man. Not even. But I even lost the question. You got me messed up.
Business card, M Studios.
Yeah. I'm saying that everything that you do is somewhat a business card. So if you do this music thing really well, that's your business card. If you do the acting gig well, that's your business card. So I was like, okay, my music business card looks decent, right? Decent enough for me to branch out and do the presenting thing, right? And that's my other business card. Right. So that's how I always treated everything that I would do as a business card. It just gets me into the next room. Right. So the music, if someone is like, okay, cool, he does music really well, but we're not really looking for music. We like his voice.
I mean, I know the story behind it, like how you got onto it, but like just tell us just tell the people what did you do to hustle? Because most people, most artists think that I've just got this rap career that's gonna take me to where Casper is right now. You know what I mean? Shout out to, Don Baliato. Hey, man, homie's birthday was super extensive. You know what I mean? Nah, I had to take it back, I had some other things. I had to get my own self paid. So, and that's what people, that's what artists are painting, established artists are painting this picture. And, you are like, well, that's what I want to get to, but I still got to navigate through these roads. I mean, let's let the people know, how did you actually go? Because I know the story.
Yeah, I mean, it was basically, I'd arrived in Joburg. I had no studios to record at, right? So the guy that I did a deal with Hunters with, I reached out to him. He said they just finished building this place called Am Studios. Like, come check it out. Checked it out. And I was like, yo, this place is dope. Like, it has everything that you need, right, as a creative. And I was like, okay, cool. What I'm going to do is I'm going to find a way to find something they need here. And at the time, luckily, they needed a host for masterclasses. So I wrote a proposal, asked them to be a part of it. They were like, cool, dope. And then the pandemic happened. Then there was no income stream coming in. Right. Shit. And then spoke to John about it. And then he was like, yo, we're actually packaging this thing for Viacom. And if we get it right, you might be the presenter for TV. I was like, come on.
You're like, don't sell me dreams.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I maybe presented a couple of gigs in high school or something. I was like, nah, I'm not ready for
but
that.
you took yourself out of your comfort and said, let me go for it.
Yeah, I was like, let me go for it. Also, he gave me a time period, when he mentioned it, from then I was going on YouTube, watching presenting videos, analyzing.
Yo, let's stop there.
Things.
So here's my thing, right? Yeah. If you're in this space as a creative, you're an artist, you're a rapper, doesn't that mean you have creative outlet? So my question to everybody out there, if you're watching this and you want to get onto the show, why not using your ability to become more creative. Like, you know, whether it be clothing. I know you got clothing too. You know, your clothing, you know, whatever it may be, you know, using your skill or your vision and applying it to your music. And just like, you know, whatever you see happening for you, you have somebody, you know, who can shoot via camera, a photographer, or, you know, a videographer. Why don't you know, connect and get your vision and become it more of a you know, a sellable entity. You know what I mean? And that's what you did. You wrote up a proposal. Did you learn how to, you know, do proposals?
Yeah, like, I mean, the admin side.
People don't like doing admin. Me, I don't like doing admin. I hate it.
But I understand that if I do the admin, as long as I'm doing admin, I know how the money's moving.
All right.
You know
There we go.
As long as I'm doing
Another
the
gem
admin,
right there.
As long as I'm doing the admin, I know where the money's moving. If I just show up,
right,
and I come here, I do the interview, I don't know any of the people that are here. Lord knows if I might need hype for anything.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean? If I'm doing a sound, if I'm my sound,
Hype's our sound guy. He's our acting sound guy.
And I need a sound guy for my own gig at any point in time. So I think sometimes we need to also understand the purpose of nurturing those relationships.
And I mean, like, you know, obviously now with Amped, I mean, you got masterclass, you're networking once again. Any features with any of the artists that you had there?
At Amped?
Yeah.
Nah, the girl was speaking about, I actually met her at Amped, Lee. The girl was speaking about, man, off the camera.
Oh, off air, off the camera, off air. Leezy.
Yeah, Leezy. I met her at Amped. That's
okay.
how I heard of her music.
Okay, yeah, she's
She's dope. But
yeah,
in
she's
terms
fine.
of any artists, I haven't like worked with any yet.
Right. And you know, just in terms of, sorry to cut you, but I mean, like, you know, sometimes, you know, you met with me twice, right? And you kept on bugging me and asking me, you know, like,
come on,
like, put me on. It was like, I'm like, cool, but you asked the better questions, because I told you in the beginning, like, yo, Joburg is a different hustle. You know what I mean?
100%.
And what did you take away from that?
I think for me, I started understanding the business side, right? Two, that it's nothing is what it seems.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean? Nothing is what it seems. I think everything is like glittery and glossy from the outside. That's always dope. Like when you're looking at everything from the outside, right? And that first sit down we had, I think it was like 2019 or 2018 or something, right? And I remember everybody who I'd played music for in Cape Town, there was a lot of yes man.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is dope.
Hey, the yes mans,
You know
the
what I mean?
yes
I come to
mans.
you, I'm like, yo, switch here. You're like, yo, it's cool. Maybe try and do it. I'm like, yo, for real. So it was the first time I got that reality check of like, yo. Also, you weren't really, like, you listened to the song, but you weren't really giving me advice just based on the song. Like, who's you gonna play the song for? You know, where's the song gonna play? What radio do you see this? That was one of the first questions you were asking me. What radio station do you see this like playing? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, is there money invested in the song? And those are all questions that I'd never even thought about. Before.
You know, so just when if you know, if there's a rapper or artist looking at this, and when I'm talking about like artists, I'm talking about creatives, like whether you do fashion, whether you do anything. You know, I always ask, like, you know, where do you see this living? Because it's cool, because when you create this, right, at home, like, you know, it's like it's your cash cow. It's like your $1 million, you know, idea that you've made. And, you know, so a lot of people are going to shut you down. Like, I know a lot of people that I've come to, or they've come to me, and they're like, yo, how does it sound? I'm like, nah, that's not going to work. And they're like, nah, switch, you a hater. And I'm just like, it's not I'm a hater. I'm just giving you a reality check, because in that time, you know, you're dreaming, and you see this, like, you know, this unicorn on clouds, and you also on it, and you know, that's what people see. But when they get to reality, it's totally different, because now they're getting more. I mean, how many no's did you get?
Too many.
Right? It's not gonna stop.
And I think I also understood leverage, man. Like, I think that's one thing. Any artist, I would always, if you're an up and coming artist, I understand leverage, man. Be honest with yourself and be like, what are you actually bringing to the table?
Sure.
Do you know what I'm saying? It's if you have one hit or you have 1 million hits, what are you bringing to the table? You know, I was watching a video from Drake from 10 years ago, The Model. Remember that song? You already know the
Hey, man.
And all Nike had given him was a glove. If you look at that video, all he's doing every like 5 seconds,
a glove.
Nike glove, right? last year, the song that he released, he's in the Nike headquarters.
Yo, we saw
and
that.
he shows you the time, after hours. He's showing you, yo, I'm not...
With everybody.
You know what I mean?
And he's not buying for himself.
No, exactly. He's walking into the factory.
And he can
after
take whatever
hours.
he wants.
Exactly. But
So-
it shows leverage.
Right. So now, I mean, so that comes to, you know, I mean, how do you distinguish how much value you bring into the game? Like, you know, for me, I can say, yo, I've been here for years.
Yeah.
And the only thing we can do now, or for myself, from what I see, is like help other people get to where I am. You know, and for me, I haven't even reached where I'm supposed to be. I'm still going. I'm still running. If I'm still running, if Drake is still running, if Jay is still running, you know, if Kanye is still running, why are you still relaxing? You know what I mean? So for me, it's like, you know, that's why, you know, I went in this whole mixtape buzz and I, you know, I always ask, well, what value are you adding to the system? What are you changing? What are you making things different? Because if 10 rappers after this send me a SoundCloud link, I'll deny all 10 of them. Number one.
Why?
Because they don't make money off SoundCloud. Number two, right? If they all sound the same, I deny all of them. And it only takes literally 30 seconds, right? And that's why when I listen, because I've heard so much music, because as an up-and-coming artist, you're only listening to established artists. You're not listening to what's around you. You know what I mean? So you're not listening to the other 100 kids that are coming.
You're not seeing the gems.
You're not seeing. So for me, I'm looking, I'm like, you know, and I've heard someone else and I'm listening to you. So now I'm comparing you to 5 other people. And I can say out of those 5 people, you know, you're the 6th one. So who added value or who's different in terms of the styles I've heard? You understand? So now when we see I'm schooling you, and that's all about, we're putting you on, Archie, you know what I mean? And that's what it's about, you know, but let's get into your music, right? Let's get into your recent video you just shot called Polo, featuring ZB, who's on the hook as well. And you know, you also, you know, he's rapping in vernac, which is dope. You know, he's got the hook on vernac, which I think is nice. Which, I mean, once again, your thought about this. And you know, we'd normally do a reaction, but anyway, you know, you shot this. We're just gonna talk about it. I mean, you shot this in Joburg and in Cape Town. Is there any reason for that, or do you want to show you got money? Hey, you want to show you got budget? You want to show you got budget? You want to show you got budget that you can shoot in 2 locations, yo. Trust.
Look, the idea that I wanted, I knew what I wanted. Right?
Sure.
I wasn't willing to fold on what I wanted.
Yeah, I see you were like in a heist out here or something, you know?
I wasn't, so, and also, I conceptualized the video.
Okay, right, let's get into the video, right? We're gonna press play in the meantime. So, I mean, when you go out there and you make a song, are you also like making a song that you're gonna shoot for?
Yeah. A lot of the time I know like that's like the
Dude.
that's the hit.
Yeah, but now some people are like saying like, I've got this one song, and they're like, now I'm gonna shoot for it. Instead of making like 30 songs and saying, this is the one that's gonna really, you know, go to the next level.
The whole 30 song thing, man. I think.
Why is that?
Because I'm in that moment, and I'm in that moment, all wholeheartedly.
Right. So for me, like someone comes to me and say like, yo, Switch, I've got the song for you. And I'm like, how do you know that song's for me? And how do you know that that's the one? So I say, go make 30 songs, because also I don't want you to waste my time, right? And we're looking at this, and I mean, you know, you've put some time in. I know you had another video before that's called Drippin', featuring, what's her name, Shinga Time. And I like that. And obviously, you know, the hustle, you know, from here, because I mean, you're shooting out in, you know, South African music, the South African
hip hop museum,
out in Newtown. You're shooting out here, then you go to Cape Town. I mean, here, you know, you're conceptualizing, and I was speaking about, you know, you're shooting in Joburg and Cape Town. What was the idea behind this? What the name of the song though?
Okay, first and foremost, I chose Polo because, I mean, Polo drivers are unapologetic. You know what I mean? It was the feeling.
That's why you're pulling out guns out here and everything, you know?
It was the feeling of being a Polo driver or being in a Polo. It was like, you really of owning an expensive-ish car. You know what I'm saying? The confidence that you have, the unapologeticness that comes with it. So even when you hear my tone in the verses, I'm like a balance between cocky and confident, and that's for me. That's how I view a Polo driver.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It just so happens.
But there's no Polo. There's a Chevrolet in
Yeah,
there.
there's like a billion Polos here, bro.
No, but there's a Chevy in
Hey,
there. Come on, man.
What's that? Look at that. That's a Polo there. That's a Polo.
Yeah,
there.
but you were hanging out of a Chevy. Come on, I'm just bugging.
A Chevy was shit. That was supposed to be the cop car, actually.
Oh.
I tried to get cop cars.
Hey, that's the budget right there. You know, so they had to swap around the cars.
But the crazy thing is that you gotta do like you gotta get like a permit like 3 months before the time if you wanna use like any government
Oh, yeah?
any government thing, like if you wanna use like a government space or if you
Wow.
wanna use like a government, like I was like, yo, I really want a cop car. They were like, yo, this permit's gonna take like at least 2-3 months. I'm like, yo, I'm not gonna be in Cape Town that long.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So I was like, yo, let me improvise. And then
I like-
went to Chinatown. Got a couple of badges.
And y'all just put it up. So that's what it is, right? You know, getting the props, making your video look a little bit different. So, I mean, so, yes, okay, so we got the idea of Polo, but I mean, yeah, you're hijacking people,
So the concept, okay, let me tell you, the video is directed by
yourself.
myself and Ali, right? Ali
Right.
Benair,
Yeah.
That AB over there. So Ali had given me a treatment to say, yo,
Okay.
this is what I have in mind, right? And I was like, I like it. And then I was chilling, and I was like, actually, I don't like it. And I was like, yo, honestly, just felt like we're gonna be in the hood. You know what I mean? We're gonna get bottles, and we're gonna get some half-naked women, and it's like, I don't want to do that.
Sure, but that's like the generic
that's
thing.
the
Like
generic thing.
everybody
So
does the
okay,
same
cool.
thing, you know?
And then I saw like I think I saw like an advert for, I think Fast and Furious was coming out. Like,
At the time.
yeah. I was
Okay.
like, actually, what if we were to do 2 heists at the same time where we break into a car dealership and we break into the SA Hip Hop Museum?
Okay.
And then
They did bring into the SA Hip Hop Museum. So Osmic, if you're watching this, you might know who did it. You know what I mean? Because they did break into the museum as you speak. All right, so that did happen, but it's not you. All right, cool, man. So, you know, apart from we understanding who you are as an artist, you know, I mean, that's very, very important. Especially if you're trying to promote your music. You know, people need to know who you are because some kids are out there, they just sample their music, but we don't know who they are. You know, they're not doing this thing called PR. Right. So we're gonna put you to the test because I'm also about how really good of an artist are you. So I'm about the bar game, you know what I mean? So if you say you're a rapper, I want to hear you spit. You know what I mean?
I'm thinking you're going to play me songs and then I'm going to be like...
Nah. Oh, you thought you were going to analyze the
I'm
songs?
going to analyze a song like, yo, who dropped the song? This is the year, like a...
Oh, my gosh.
Why y'all always do that, Switch? Actually, let's have a conversation about it. I've never seen a podcast where they interview a doctor and then... After the interview, they say, "Okay, cool. Now we have like a half dead person. We're gonna bring them in here. We need you to."
That's why there's the series called The
never-
Good Doctor. That's why he's there. Okay, but you're a rapper. We're trying to promote your music. That's why you here. So we want to hear from you if you can actually rap. You know what I mean? So this is Put Me On Switch. Make sure you like and subscribe, share, even put the thumbs down. It doesn't matter. Good or bad, we're all good. We love the credit. Give us some comments and let us know, what you think about my boy BLAQ Slim from Cape Town. Big Slim, BLAQ Slim. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe when you're tired, of BLAQ Slim, then you can change to Big Slim. All right. All right. So we got this beat. Shout out to my boy Correction Beats. He's always supplying us with some beats out here. So we're gonna play this beat and you're gonna go at it. All right. Let's go. Put me on Switch, baby. It's the mixtape king.
Y'all gotta start doing these things. You gotta.
Let's go.
Times have changed. Okay. Can I just get into it? Okay. Look. Live from the city of dreams. I moved to Joburg, young and loving, naive.
Hey.
Cooley told me this life ain't as fun as it seems. Around here, it's less about talent, raps, and rhyme schemes.
Hey.
And more about the fame facade, the nice things. Niggas the richer, woman the thicker, stay wise king.
Hey.
I say I got the sun to control it. My eyes cling to the late nights, the fast life, it's mad enticing.
Hey.
Niggas is buying bottles, not checking the pricing. Woman that I've been warned about saying the right things. I mean, the energy's off, but the ass is inviting.
Hey, Conker. Hey.
So all the red flags are mine. adjusting and now my schedule revolves on whatever the vibe brings. Light things with things with light soft light things. By nights I can barely recall. From no plan at all to exhausting daily withdrawals. High on life, now let's all while praying that I don't fall. Photo shoot fresh like we just came from the mall.
Hey.
Instagram stories got them thinking we ball. But come Monday morning, so I couldn't male castle. From the sky to the ground as it hits the floor. So much kate ba paisa so. So much money ba paisa so. Taxi drivers ba ri chaisa so. Bom zala ba paisa ko. Stand, crowd, hit the floor. So cool you have someone they can ignore. All these losses just made me want this more. Leaving the studio ain't the option, jaw.
Yeah. Yo. All you gotta do is like, subscribe, and comment below. Let us know what you think about BLAQ SLIM. I think he brought it. You know, he spoke about the art, the craft from Cape Town. I think he definitely delivered. Oh, my guy, huh? Yo, man, they're making it worth this time. And, yo, man, sure. Yo, we were about to go for ad, but we don't need to. We started a podcast up in this sucker. But, yo, man, shout out, man. That was fire. That was fire. I told you, Correction Beats, that's the guy. And, you know, we're not coming with no whack beats. But, yo, man, if you come on the show, we're going to put you on, you know what I mean? And you better be ready to make sure that you are ready to definitely bring those bars. And you know, we're actually going to invite everybody back after our first season. Oh, for real? And we're going to have you all, you know, take it out on a cypher. So we'll see, and that's where you guys will get to vote who is the best, you know, and we'll set it up, we'll make it look nice, and, you know, that's what it's about. I mean, like, you know, we're now in 2021. Everything has changed, like, from, you know, how you portray yourself online to your music to everything. I mean, what are you gunning for this year? Like, what is it really you want to achieve this year? Because you can't aim without a goal or a target, you know what I mean?
Yeah, most definitely. Look, I think on a business level, I know how much money I want to make.
Yeah, what's that money, bro? Like, that's the amount. It's got to be out.
SARS.
Oh, SARS. But you haven't made it yet, so that, you know.
No, but I've told myself I want to make a certain amount of money. I want to drop an album.
Yeah.
I'm still a bit like finicky about it, and I want to talk to you actually about that. But I want to
drop mixtape king, baby.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to drop an album and actually see if I can take it to that level. You know, I've been making music. I'm doing other things also that aid and finance that music. But I also want to...
How expensive is it? How expensive is it?
It's mad expensive. It's mad. Like this shit is... Oh, man. Am I allowed to cuss?
Yeah, we're allowed to cuss.
Yo, man.
It's expensive, you know, to feed your home.
Yeah.
To make it happen. So it's production, it's studio time, it's music videos. You know, it's getting around to interviews like these. You know, it's all these things, and then it's like, you know, people think that you're making it. Because I mean, once again, I mean, this is also the image that, you know, you've left Cape Town, so people see you in Joburg, they're like, yo, Slim's making it, man.
You know how many uncles call me every day?
Yo,
like, yo, man.
Yo, I need a job.
Let me hold some.
Yo, give me some of that. Give me some of that MTV money. You know?
So it's mad hard in terms of finances. I'm not gonna lie, man, because especially when you're doing independent, right? Sure. I have conversations with people about like signing or not signing, and I know how you feel about it. Actually, how do you feel about like being like? Do you think South African artists should sign to a label, should sign to a label?
I think, you know, it's what you're in it for. It's also what's the deal. If someone gives you a sign, they say, here's the contract, go read it. Yo, always go read it and get a lawyer to read it for you. Don't go home and be like, no, I know this contract, I must just sign, you know. And your homeboy is there, the hype man is there, like, bro, they want to give you 500K. But the T's and C's state that you signed them for 3 years and you got to give them 3 albums. And only they can, and whatever you make in the time that you're there, they own it. You don't own it. So for me, it's like, at the end of the day, you know, we got to speak about ownership. You know, you got to own everything. You know, from your underpants, Baba. You know what I mean? From the house you're staying. You know what I mean? From, you know, if you have a car, man, don't get a car right now. Make sure, you know, you get your money right first. It's the biggest liability you can have.
Sorry, man, that's not alarms.
I told you, no phones up in here.
Switch it to the side.
Switch it. Yeah, we're going to confiscate. We'll start confiscating phones on the show. So, I mean, you know, it's just that thing of like, you know, for me, if I had to get a deal, it'll just be a distribution deal, because they can only take a percentage of what they distribute, and if those sales generate enough money, they take their percentage and I get my percentage. So you work it out with the distributor, and they can take that money, because at the end of the day, they're still making money off your craft, off your product. Just like if you have a digital service provider, I know DistroKid, they sometimes don't take a cut, but you pay them. So that's like their platform. So they provide you with a platform, but you pay them an annual fee. But if you have like a DSP, like you have Electromode, you have Africori, you have shout out to my other homie. I'm not going to mention, he hasn't launched it just yet. But you have got JR, who's got Fiverr, right? And I mean,
Slicker's also doing distribution.
There we go. That's the guy I was going to mention. But anyway, so now cat's out the bag. So I mean, like so these guys, they give you the platform. They give you the listing. They give you the YouTube, the iTunes, the Play Store, the Deezers, the Tidal, whatever it may be on. And they take a percentage. So that percentage, depending on how big of an artist you are or how big you become, it's all based on how great your sales are. Because I know some numbers of people that were turning over mad money in 2021. Right? I mean, if you look at if you come, obviously it's the piano guys were killing it. You know what I mean? I mean, that's why, look at Master KG. I mean, like what he did with Jerusalem, right? I mean, he bought himself a Ferrari, bought himself a Porsche, got himself a home. I mean, that's because he has the money. He had the money. So his songs generated the money. If you look at CK, CK it's another song that just popped off now in 2021. Everyone uses it on the TikTok songs, and it's like the song is 2 years old. And only 2 years, 2 years later, it pops off.
Africa, nah?
Yeah. So that guy cashing in now only after 2 years. If your money equivalates to what you can afford, sharp. But you must remember, if you still want to continue going on, you gotta use that money to go further. More promo, more PR, more this, more marketing, more everything.
It's an investment. I think that to touch on the money thing that you were saying, you gotta understand that it's an investment, right? And the more you invest in something, the more likely you are to see profits out of it.
100%.
Right? And how you position that product and where you position that product.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you're treating the song like a product and you're treating it like an investment, you will understand the business side of it, and you're most likely to make money back. If I play you a song and I'm like, yo, in the video, I'm thinking of doing this. I'm putting this brand in now, right? And then maybe by the time I drop the album, then we can approach that brand and say, yo, you see, we've already done this and this and this and this and this and this, like I did with Polo. By the time the album drops, I can sit with VW and say, yo, man, the Polo Nation thing hasn't happened, or the Vivo Nation thing hasn't happened. For a while. Can I headline that? You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm using my leverage. I understand now at the moment, all I have is my voice, right? And the ability to make music videos. So let me see what I can do with that. Then the next conversation, we move it forward. Next conversation, we say, okay, cool. You guys gave me a car. Okay, cool. Now can I hold maybe a young bag? And this bag is strictly going to marketing. Right? I mean, if you look at our established artists, like we look at our Questas, we're looking at our we're looking at our AKAs, looking at obviously the guy who's just got the light right now, which is Casper. I mean, like if you look at everything they do is with a winning streak. It's not like they're gonna lose in it. I don't say they don't take any L's. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure they get turned down a lot. For anything they do, I mean, even other podcasts. Shout out to them because they're leading the way. Shout out to Mac G and them. They're leading the way. But even they take L's when spaces involves certain brands for them partnering up, and then it's like I mean, some people. For me, sometimes if somebody to offer me a car, I'll be like, no thanks. I will have it in my music video, but I won't keep it because if anything happens to that car, you're liable for it. So it's not on a lease, you know what I mean? Facts, that's why even Casper said, like, yo, the McLaren's not on a lease. As he is, he owns that, you know what I mean? But, the ownership of it all is the most important thing. And also, once again, it's like your creative thought. Like, if you're going to take the song, I mean, that song, you might go and say it's called Polo, but it might not. Polo might not use it because using guns in the music video, right? And you're saying that's the conversation that we had. I was like,
right?
Also, that's another conversation where brands don't want the reality. You know what I mean? Like, when I played them the song, they were like they told me like we really like the song. However, 180 in the photo, that's like out the legal limits, so we can't really endorse that. But,
Sure.
but that's what Polo drivers do.
Sure.
It's the same thing when we saw there was like where people were putting Savannas on their head in Savannah.
Yeah.
Like, yo, we don't condone that. It's like, dude. at the end
But
of
just
the
like
day-
Corona did the same thing. That why are you calling it coronavirus when it should be called something else? And we get to that. So it's it's placing and how you really target yourself and how you target your music. And people always think like and that's why always stick in your lane. Just stick in your lane, and people will hear what you do and how you do it. It's just like I mean, some guys got like crazy endorsements. I know, we had Youngster, Courtney Paul, Shane Eagle, and someone else I think it was. I can't remember who the fourth person was. They did a campaign for the clothing brand G-Star.
Okay.
And it's also like how you position yourself, how you do it. That's what I ask, what are your aims for this year? Like, what is your goal? Like, what are you pointing your target at? You know what I mean? Because if you're saying that, you want to make this amount of money, that's a great effort.
I know. Let me put it like this. I know the amount of money I want to make. I know the amount of music I want to put out. Right. I'm still not sure about at which level I put the music out.
Sure.
I want to put it out in the version of a tape, version of an album, but I know at least these amount of songs that I want to put out.
Sure.
In the same way you were like, I want to put out 5 tapes.
Yeah.
I know that's the way I want to put out the music. I know that I want to do way more directing in terms of music videos. I know I want to get more into the business side. I want to do more presenting even.
Sure.
So I'm doing even presenting classes. I'm doing voiceover classes to kind of like perfect all these other things also that I'm doing.
Yeah, I think if you look at some of the peoples that are, in the entertainment industry in the forefront, they don't just do one thing. They're doing multiple things. And I mean, for some people, it's like, yo, that person just started doing this, and now they're here. And it's like, and the only thing you can do is to up your game. So it's so in today's time, it's not just about, being a rapper or an artist. You know what I mean? I mean, I want to know what's your fondest memory of you like stepping into this space, or you wanting to become like an artist or rapper? What's like been the thing that said, yo, I actually want to do this?
Damn, I can't even remember. There's like small moments, like
the one's got to stand out though.
The small moments. There's I remember going to like a Wayne concert.
Yo, the Wayne concert could put a lot of people on,
Like the way I remember going to the Kendrick concert. I was like, yo,
That too.
I always used to be able to like rap these guys' lyrics like word for word, but when I was able to see them command a crowd and I was able to see like, yo, like this is like actually crazy. That for me was like, yo, I want this.
Yeah.
For like the rest of my life.
I see you.
know what
I
I'm
see
saying?
you.
Like I want this for
And it's not just about alcohol and hands and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Nah. But it's understanding that like you have the opportunity to become the voice of a moment in time.
Wow, that's powerful.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you have an opportunity to be the voice of that particular moment. Like when you look at the you be able to know what was going on in the 90s, even though I wasn't there. But I'm able to know, because of what Tupac was saying on the records.
And
do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I asked this question because not a lot of new artists do their research.
Yeah.
They don't, go back and say, well, these guys were doing this, etc., etc., etc. They might know from like their older brother and sister.
Yeah.
That's normally how it starts.
Yeah.
And then sort of indulge more. But I mean, like, I just had a conversation with another, pioneer artist, Salvin. And it's like, or a Wicked actually.
Yeah.
And not like most artists today don't understand even SA hip hop. They don't even know half the artists that paved the way.
Yeah.
If you ask them like, who's POC, who's Black Noise, they don't know. They're like, what? Konje, who? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and that's just one of those things. Like, if you want to become a master of your craft, you gotta learn it, right? If you want to become a master in anything, you've got to do. I mean, that's why when you go and study, they teach you the history, then the basics, and then advanced. Because how can you apply yourself to something that's already been? I mean, the wheel's already been turning.
Yeah.
So you're not trying to recreate the wheel. We're trying to make it more advanced. You understand? And you can apply your mind to it as to how you can make it better. How you can, in
why
anything.
do you think that is though? Why do you think
Ignorance. It's like I blew up here without any of these people, so I know what I'm doing.
Do you think it's the social media?
Absolutely. I mean, the trends do change the the things that's happening, all that kind of stuff. By the way, this is my interview with you, not your interview with me.
It's a conversation. It's a conversation.
So I think, you know, it does do that, but, you know, it's interesting. I mean, for me, Costa got it on the get-go. He got it spot on.
Yeah.
But don't get it twisted. He was doing it before COVID, before like having Instagram on that level was important. He was doing the dancing. He's been dancing for 10 years. He danced for Casper, he danced for most of these artists. You know, and it's like he applied himself by saying, well, I've got this skill. Let me make these cool dynamic videos. And he learned from this guy called Vader in the States. He spent money on a ticket and accommodation to go learn from this guy. Like, how do you get your social media content to this level? And then he came back and he started applying himself. And now look at the homie. The homie's got deals all the time.
Yeah, I mean, I remember having a conversation with Costa. I think 2 months before he dropped the Kalagata remix.
Yeah.
Right? In this a friend of mine, Lulo's apartment, and he was like, "Yo, this record, man, I know that it's gonna change everything. I just got Ricky on it, and I just got AKA." He was telling me at the time he had just gotten the AKA verse.
That can be life changing.
Right? And he's like, "I know, but now I'm spending day in, day out making sure that after that hits, I'm prepared for whatever comes with it."
See, so
you know what I'm saying? I was like,
there's no follow-up with a lot of artists.
Yeah.
They don't know how to follow up.
True.
At one stage, I was there too. I didn't know how to follow up. And I
Which
just
one did you not know?
and I just took it back, and I was just like, I was
Which song did you
chilling,
not know
I was
how to follow up on?
relaxing, and I was cool with it. It was literally, you know, I didn't know how to follow up because also I didn't have a team behind me. You know what I mean? Like sometimes when you do have a team, when you don't have a team, you don't learn these things, and no one's there to tell you, no one's there to like, hey, maybe you should do this or do that. And that's where sometimes management does come into play. But you know, when we did do, I mean, first of all, Wade Go, I didn't know that.
Was it Where It Go where you were like,
Well, I didn't know Nasty was gonna go like this. I knew he has a gift.
yeah.
I just didn't know he was gonna do this.
I don't know, I have a toothpick.
I don't know why you're pulling this toothpick out either. But anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. Right? So yeah, you know, we're gonna wrap it up soon. But I think, just to get to that level, it's all about like,
So
follow up.
You knew like this one.
I knew he was special. I knew he was special.
Yeah.
I knew when I saw Nest, I'm like, this kid is special.
Yeah.
And I just knew that. And when he started making moves, I mean, he also left Durban. They were starting to hustle in Joburg. I knew that it was going to be special when he did make his way.
Did you, was it in, I know it's my interview, right?
Yeah.
Was this shit intentional where it was like the dynamic of Dumi, who's from Joburg, OG, then you have Durban Cat, then you have a Cape Town Cat. Was that
Yeah.
Was
That was intentional.
That was intentional.
It was also around the now and never, like, the now and never.
That's dope.
Like having OGs, young
yeah.
artists, and sort of middle field game players in terms of time. So it was all about that. Just like, so that's the idea. And that's what collab's about. It's to bring generations together.
That's dope.
That's dope.
Dope.
So I think, we're going to wrap it up. But where can people get a hold of you?
Oh man, it's BLAQ SLIM BLAQ_SLIM on Instagram, Twitter. What's the other one?
Spotify, iTunes,
Apple Music,
everything out there.
I'm still trying to join TikTok, man. I'm gonna be on there. That
Hey.
thing is complicated, but
It is. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. And I'm also trying to get back onto it. I only got my chefless switch cooking.
I see that. Yeah, you're cooking.
Yo, you check out my cooking. Best check it out. You got that cooking coming. I'm telling you, we gotta bring chefless switch onto the show. When you get it done, we'll get chefless switch on the show.
You better cook me some.
Yo, we'll get some people I'll cook for some people, and I can give me some ratings out there,
Oh, God, I love it. Yo, but
So-
thank you for this opportunity.
Yo, thank you,
man.
man. And I think, it's important once again for you guys to like, subscribe, share the content that you've just seen. And man, thumbs up, thumbs down. Let us know. His freestyle was dope. Definitely enjoyed that. That was fire. Coming out, I know you're going to be dropping projects, and I know you're working on at AM Studios. And, anything we should know? People should know?
Definitely a project. I'm trying to drop at least 2 projects next year. So early
This year?
Yeah. Early project, the beginning, maybe the first quarter of the year.
Okay.
I'm gonna drop a project, and then also maybe towards the end of the year.
All right.
Just to get the bags.
Yeah, man, get the bags. That's right. Your clothing label?
I'm still taking a bit of a halt on that because I feel like I have so many things going on.
Sure.
Right. And when I do it, I want to do it right.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Fashion show vibes,
Yeah,
all that
I
kind
wanna
of
do
thing.
it right,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So now I'm busy. I'm getting in the right doors.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I'm speaking to the right people. I'm learning more about it so that I know when I actually do it, I do it to the best of my ability.
Salute.
Like every other thing else that I try
Yes,
to do.
sir. Yes, sir. Make sure you check out BLAQ SLIM is on all digital platforms.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. Homie from Cape Town, staying now in Joburg. The hustle is real out here.
Yes, sir.
And yeah, man. When people get it, when they get it right in Joburg, they get it right forever after that. That's what I've seen. I've seen it. I've seen it. I've seen it. Yo, man, it's your boy DJ Switch, the Mixtape King. Make sure you like and subscribe. Share this content with anybody and everybody. If you want to get a hold of us, I think we will be dropping email. I don't know yet. But if we do have it by the time this airs, it's down below. Send us your content. We'll try to get you onto the show. This is a platform for up and coming artists. And yeah, you've got to have content. You got to have, you got to have music videos. Homie's got music videos. He's got you know what I mean? He's got a project, he's put some, some money behind his name. And yeah, man, that's what we want. We just don't want you to say, I've got this one song, and then, can you put me on, Switch? No. But I will, yeah. Yo, that's coming. But yo, man, thank you so much for tuning in. We are outie. Peace, love, and happiness. Let's get it, 2022.
Yo, what it do, what it does, what it should be. I go by the name BLAQ SLIM, and you are tuned in to Put Me On Switch with the one and only Mixtape King. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Yeah.
It's the switch up, baby.
Man, what happened to rap? Look.